Hello and welcome to Queer Abbey, a weekly chat show that is performed, recorded, and produced by yours truly in Texas. Just kidding. We're in the beautiful state of Oregon, and it has been a very lovely rainy day today. There was a thunderstorm. It was very loud, and I got several texts from my friends about it. That's one of the signs that I'm becoming an old person, is that anytime like a weather phenomena happens, I get texts from all of my like immediate circle. Like, did you hear that thunder? Did you see that lightning in the sky? Like, that's really just the most important thing that's going on around here. But nonetheless, it was cool. A feat of nature. I also went to a drag show, which was really fun. It has been a few months since I've seen anybody perform in drag, which is too long, really. I think there should be mandatory drag shows, sort of like what is it called? The national anthem? That thing. I think that we should have drag shows instead of that, where people lip sync to Britney Spears. Yeah. It was really fun. One thing that you should know about drag shows of really any caliber in any place is you should bring at least $20 in singles so that you can tip the girls or the boys or the thems. There was this one queen that performed this praying mantis number, and they were lip syncing "Praying" by Kesha while they were a praying mantis, and it was really funny. And they had this little praying mantis that they ripped the head off, and they just had really good makeup and everything. So that was super fun. Another thing that you should know about going to a drag show is you're allowed to not tip the queens if they're not wearing nails. Just kidding. That's fucked up. You should always tip the drag performers. Anybody who puts on a wig and a heel that's subjective. Anybody who puts on drag and it's like recognizable, like, they're in drag and they're performing for you, that warrants some amount of respect. But we've curated such a specific image of what drag is supposed to look like in our society, which is so funny. I really don't fully believe in, maybe I do. Maybe I do believe in beauty standards. I was about to say something that's probably not really true about not believing that certain drag is good and certain drag is bad, but I mean that's not true. I mean there were certain queens that I thought looked better than others, and certain performances that I enjoyed. I guess that's just a part of life. If you have the money, you should always tip people, your baristas and drag queens, nightlife, strippers. Oh, definitely the strippers. In fact, I wish it was cool to tip people a lot of money. We need to make it just a culturally significant thing that tipping people a lot of money is just super awesome, and it makes you have a huge cock, and that everybody will like you if you tip just me. If you just give me a lot of money, it means you were really cool. Let's make that a thing. Normalize that. Be very demure, mindful, cutesy even. I wonder how my life would be different if I lived in China. I don't know that much about China. I had a teacher in 6th grade that lived in China for a while. She had a really unfortunate name, Miss McDaniel. Not your name being Mick frickin' Anal. That's tough. But she taught it, social studies was the subject, and she taught us about Egyptian and Greek mythology. It was kind of a lit class. We talked about China as well. We talked about the geography of China, the Yellow River. Not me just trying to recall facts about China. Maybe this is just a sign that I need to learn Mandarin and move to China. Become a businesswoman. Or not, I don't know. Did you know that if you get black acrylics and they start to grow out, like there's a little gap between where they put the acrylic on and where your nail has grown, you can just take a Sharpie and fill that gap in, and it looks pretty good. Did you know? It's very demure, very mindful, very cutesy. You could even say that that's actually quite cutesy when you go ahead and take a Sharpie and you go ahead and fill your nail in. Today I'd like to talk about Ireland. Specifically, I'd like to talk about the famine, about the fact that there never really was one. Sharpie. What if I change my name to this, like, obnoxiously spelled... Well, I shouldn't say obnoxious, that's insensitive. But, like, to an English speaker. Fucking they speak English in Ireland, too. What I'm trying to say is, what if I change my name to an Irish name that just looked super funny to American people? Like, Saoirse or something. Maybe that's the move. Confuse the masses. I'm so excited to start my senior year of school. I'm almost done, y'all. In less than a year, I will be graduated with my degree in audio engineering. Lit. I think for the foreseeable future, even after I graduate, I'm going to continue producing this podcast because I really enjoy it. It's just fun to do this sort of, I guess, almost diary format, and then also the advice is really fun to dispense. I hope that I've been helpful in some way to the people who have reached out and so bravely given me their stories to share with my audience. Yeah, I really like it. So I'm hoping that the folks at home listening are enjoying as well. Thank you for tuning in, and your continued support means a lot to me. I would love to do more interviews, especially, like, once I graduate, I can try to block a significant amount of time to coordinating that, interviewing folks, and continuing to get really cool musical spotlights. I think I've done a really good job of finding cool music for you guys, if I do say so myself, and this week is no exception. I think that you'll really enjoy what I have in store for you. I keep, surprising myself. All of my friends are so damn talented, and I have so far not run dry on musical material. So, yeah, keep listening for some fun stuff. Oh, lovely. Well, I am clearly a little bit stoned and a little tired, but that's okay. We're going to get into this advice segment, and I'm going to perk up. I'm going to do a couple jumping jacks while the music is playing. Be right back. Sorry, you're gonna have to forgive me for being out of breath. I stood up and touched my toes. Oh. All right, let's get some advice out of the way, you guys. You guys, not me being misogynistic. Our first submission this week is from an anonymous user, and they asked, Queer Abby, how do you act when everybody sings you happy birthday? Honest question. I look constipated whenever people sing and focus on me. I literally don't know what to do, where to look, or what to say. Well, anonymous person, that's not uncommon. I also feel weird when people sing me happy birthday when I think about it. It's one of those times when everybody's attention is just focused completely on you. They're staring at you, wanting to give you recognition, but it ends up just feeling really intense. Everybody's gaze focused towards you. So what would my advice be? Well, you're allowed to do things that make life more comfortable for you. You know, you don't have to like stare at everyone in the face if that's what's causing you to be uncomfortable. You can look down at the candles, assuming you're fortunate enough to have people around you. You probably have a cake with candles in it, right? So look down at those and get ready to blow them out. I'm making some assumptions now, but yeah, do that. Pretend that everybody's naked. Maybe that'll make it a little less nerve-wracking. I think something about the singing makes it even more intense because it's just kind of ritualistic, especially in American culture. Like, we just don't do very much singing or like community-based stuff. So it feels really out of place when we actually gather together and like sing. I wish that wasn't the case. I love to gather together and sing with people, but because it feels so out of place, it takes on an interesting vibe. You could always delete all of the friends from your life. You could go on a manslaughter spree, manually remove them that way. You could be really unkind and just lose all of your friends in a slow progression that way. Yeah, no, that's always an option too. Just have no friends, no family, and then you can be content that way. All right, next question. Also from an anonymous user. Queer Abby, how do I take, quote, spicy photos, end quote? I have no idea where to start. I hate every photo I take. I grew up super sheltered, so I have zero clue on how to pose, where to point the camera, etc. On top of that, I'm not a skinny girl. I'm very curvy, hourglass shape, and carry most of my weight in my thighs, butt, and stomach. My breasts are different sizes, and I just... Why is this so hard? Oh, honey. Well, taking spicy photos is somewhat of a hobby of mine. And it's a lot to do with your mindset when taking the photos. It's kind of like anything in life. It takes some amount of belief in order to manifest it into reality. You know, you can't take a sexy photo unless you can first see yourself being sexy, if that makes sense. So think about what you can do. What are your rituals that you do that make you feel beautiful, and participate in those. You know, have a nice bath and take a what's it called, pumice stone to your tootsies, and paint your nails and do your hair or whatever. Or maybe you don't do any of those things. Maybe you just fucking roll right out of bed. You feel super sexy that way, and that's okay too. But do your rituals and your habituals, and put on your lotions and your potions, and then put on a cute little outfit as well. And it's not all about the items. It's not the lotions or the potions or the lingerie that are going to make you sexy. These are things that are, I don't know, I don't even like the word enhancing, because it's not adding anything. What it is it's revealing something. It's this energy that we're trying to access where you feel sexy. Because you could even just take naked pictures, and that's perfectly sexy too. And arguably, that's the most sexy thing, really. Get in a good state of mind is what I'm trying to say. And put the camera up at some low and some high angles, higher than you'd think and lower than you'd think, because this can help play with the proportion of your body. It can look really, really disappointing when you take a phone camera and just point it from like your arm level at your midsection and try to take a picture of your boobs. You're like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna go, die in a cave because I'm shaped exactly like a chimpanzee. But really, pictures in porn and just, I don't know, everywhere, where people are, forgive the noise, where people are trying to make their body look a certain way, or like sexually attractive or whatever. Yeah, the cameras are placed at specific angles that are going to accentuate the size of people's butts and boobs and just certain parts of their body. So yeah, taking pictures of your butt from below tends to make your butt look much bigger. Taking pictures of your face and chest from above tends to make you look slimmer. I think that's something that everybody kind of knows, and overdoing that can be a lot, but being conscious of it and raising that angle up a little bit can really help you look, I don't know, like trim in a picture, which isn't the most important thing, but that can be a helpful tip, I guess. Lighting. I should have said that first, to be honest. Lighting is the most important thing about a photograph. Light is literally our perception. We perceive everything with light, so having an appropriate amount of light on your body, just sunlight is good enough, but it needs to be bright, like the right time of day during the just stark daylight, because you're going to get an even image that way. If you're in some like shadowy low light setting, it's going to look like bad. I don't know. I don't need to get that far into it. You know what I'm talking about, whoever you are. And yeah, some nice bright light will give it a crisp feeling, and you'll be able to see all of the goodies that you're trying to capture. So yes, intense angles, bright light, getting you centered within yourself. These are 3 things that can help you to take some very sexy photos. Don't underestimate people's sexual attraction to feet. That's another one. And at the end of the day, sexiness is our attraction to one another. It's not just one thing. It's not a pair of butt cheeks. It's not a pair of tits. It's not the right kind of lingerie. It's connection, right? So just embrace the body that you have and the person that you are, and be sexy, and then it will come through. Aw, I think that everybody should take sexy pictures of themselves, no matter what you look like or if you're having sex or anything. Being sexy and feeling sexy is a part of the human experience. It's this Venusian party that we get to have with ourselves, or maybe with others as well, but where we just feel the delights of having a body and putting on delicate things and perfume, and sometimes it's just lovely to be alive, right? Okay, next question. From another anonymous user. Car buying advice. Does anyone have any helpful advice for buying a car? I'm more focused on getting a better deal. Looking for good negotiating advice. Thanks. Well, that is so random. I'm not sure why you asked me that. I am slightly qualified to tell you about buying used cars, funny enough, but okay. I would say that you should try to purchase a car from a private salesperson, somebody who's just trying to get rid of their commuter vehicle or something. Facebook Marketplace is the last place that I tried to purchase a vehicle, and I actually had really shitty luck the last time. I don't have a vehicle anymore because long series of events. I got hit by a commercial vehicle, and so this car that I had for a long time was totaled, and then I purchased another vehicle with the settlement, and that car broke down because I made a poor decision. So that was the Facebook Marketplace car. There's a lot of vehicles, especially in the Portland metro area. Portland is a place where a lot of retail sales happen uniquely because there's no sales tax in the state of Oregon, and Portland is a large enough city that there's, like luxury retail stores and a lot of car dealerships and stuff. So people will come here from other countries even to purchase stuff without the burden of sales tax. So that means there's a lot of cars here. Consequently, they end up here because of the fact that people want to do those transactions in the state of Oregon because of the no sales tax, if that makes sense. So it might be a little easier here than it is in other places. I'm not sure where you live, so it might work a little differently. But anyway, you can just hop on Facebook Marketplace, and there's so many people selling their commuter vehicles. You can also look on Craigslist, is the OG one. I think that used to be kind of like the center of person-to-person transactions like that. But Facebook Marketplace is a really great place to look. I know that people advertise just using good old-fashioned like paint markers on windshields. That's one way to find the vehicle. In regards to regarding negotiating, don't be an asshole. I would say it's okay to come in with a lower price, but haggling with people is kind of tacky in my opinion. I guess it is conditional. Like if the car is listed at a price that's not reasonable, then I guess it's more reasonable to haggle them down. Or yeah, I don't know. It's kind of annoying to come in and argue when somebody has stated the price that they think is fair. You know, maybe one or two if you're pushing it. Like, hey, would you take this? Or and then they're probably going to give you a yes or a no, and that should really be enough, right? I hate people who have poor boundaries. The ability to recognize somebody's boundary and just readjust. Oh, it makes life easier for everybody. To wrap up on the car situation, a few more tips. You should make sure that the engine doesn't sound weird. That's an important sense to rely on in this situation, because the engine is just a series of moving parts, and if something is moving incorrectly, your ears are very likely to pick up on it, yeah? Even smells, weird smells, can alert you to something wrong. You should look at all of the tires. You should turn everything on and off. These all seem like kind of basic things you could Google, but check the fluids and make sure that there's a record of the work that's been done on it, and that especially if it's an older vehicle, that somebody's been taking care of it, right? Yeah, buying cars can be really stressful, but you can do it. You're a star. And with that, let's go ahead and wrap up this week's advice segment. Yay! Yay! Thank you to those that submitted to our anonymous inbox this week. I appreciate everybody who's brave enough to share your stories. It's fun for me to rack my gay little brain and try to give you advice. If you would like to be featured on the podcast, you can submit anonymously to our inbox. It's always linked in the episode description or the description of the podcast. You can email us at queerabbey@gmail.com. That's QUEERABBEY@gmail.com. Or you can even leave us a voicemail or text at 503-567-2053. Yeah. Little jazz attack. Ta-ta. That's great. Yeah, thank you all for submitting stuff. You're so awesome. I am very ecstatic to share with you this musical spotlight. Last year in school, I met this very cool person who is, well, I think that's just them, actually. That's this musical act called Payette. I saw them perform at a concert at school, and I was very impressed with their vocals because I didn't recognize them from the vocal performance program, and so they just kind of came out of nowhere. They study music production like I now currently study, but they are ahead of me. I think that they're now based in Boise, so look out for live performances from them. You can follow them on their Instagram, which is Payette Band, and as always, the song is going to be linked in the episode description. This week we are featuring a song from Ryan's second to most recent album. It's called Critters, and it's very cutely themed about like woodland critters and swamp creatures. The song that we are featuring this week is called Rodents and Reptiles, and it kind of encapsulates the theme of the album very well. And Ryan and I were messaging about this feature and agreed that it kind of fits the theme of the podcast as well, the Queer Abbey, of bringing together all the slimy little creatures in this harmonious, lovely circle and sharing this time together. So I love Ryan's sort of precipice that they were sharing with me for making music. They seem like a really sweet person, and I think you'll be impressed with their production and singing and songwriting. Very talented person. So let's get into it. This is Rodents and Reptiles from Critters by Payette.
Rally up your friends and their scratchy little claws. There is strength in numbers and there's comfort in these walls. So even though the world is large and you are very small, just know that you are special, not insignificant at all.
Oh my lord. I think that y'all will probably be as impressed as I am. It's some really, really good music that this person puts out. So I'd encourage you to go in just a moment when this episode is over, click that linked song in my bio and listen to the rest of this album. Ryan, or Payette, has also released another 2 singles since this album has come out, and they continue to make new music all the time. So do me a favor and keep up with them. Yeah, they have such a good voice, such a warm, satisfying baritone register, and yeah, the melodies that they write sound really nice. It's a very 2000s pop kind of feel that I really enjoy. It almost reminds me of that song Fireflies, this one in particular, the way that the melody sounds and the production, everything. It's really, really awesome stuff. So go check it out, like a seat. I hope you'll enjoy it. And yeah, that's going to bring us right to the end of our episode. It's really nice to chat with you all, but pretty much I gotta go. So yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for listening. It's awesome. Alright, bye now.